Qadisha is a large home for Christians and Muslims. It was built into the hillside of the base of Mount al-Makmal in northern Lebanon. It was built out of the caves in the rock side. Qadisha is mentioned 103 times in the Bible. People have been coming there since the 17th century. Maronites, Jacobites, Melshites, Nestorians, Armenians, and Ethiopians all live there. These trees all around Qadisha are cedars. Some are over 3,000 years old. Many people come from all around to admire these trees.
An important person in Lebanon is Rafik Hariri. Hariri stepped up and shouldered the responsibility of helping guide a country that had just emerged from 17 years of civil war. There was massive physical damage and the economy was in ruins. Hariri immediately ushered Lebanon into a post-war era, starting a massive reconstruction effort. Hariri transformed Lebanon from a war-torn country to a huge reconstruction site and a respected player on the international scene. Hariri believed that rebuilding the heart of Beirut would bring life to all of Lebanon. Hariri was assassinated by a car bomb and was deemed a martyr.
Most people in Lebanon speak Arabic, as well as the Middle East and Northern African people. The green countries have only Arabic as an official language, and the blue is where Arabic is one of many official languages. Lebanon is green. Many people in Lebanon will use body language to communicate. For example, to say no, you raise your head and eyebrows and make a tisk noise. Shaking the head side to side means I don't understand rather than no. A very common second language for Lebanese people is English and French. These languages are useful when doing international conversations like communicating in the UN. Many Christians will speak French rather than Arabic to signal their political opposition to Muslim groups. Some Maronite groups will want schools to use colloquial dialect of Arabic instead of teaching classical Arabic.
The religions practiced in Lebanon are Islam and Christianity. 60% of the population is Muslim and the other 40% is Christian. The Muslim population is split into two sections, the Sunni and the Shia. Out of the entire population, 25% are Sunni and 35% are Shia. The difference between the Sunni and the Shia is that the Sunni believe Abu Bakr, Muhammad's father-in-law and closest companion and advisor, is the successor of Muhammad. The Shia believe that Ali, Muhammad's cousin and son-in-law, is the successor of Muhammad.
There are many different landmarks around Lebanon. This is a beautiful mosque in Beirut called Al-Omari Mosque. It is one of Beirut's oldest intact building and dates back to the 13th century. It was built as a Byzantine church and used to be a Roman temple. These are Roman baths, also in Beirut. You can see the remains of the columns that held up the floors for the baths. This helped the hot air to circulate through the bath. These baths were like old versions of hot tubs. Now you can see the old city of Tripoli. This has many secular and religious landmarks. You'll find many markets as you walk down the streets as well as Turkish baths.
Ramadan is important because during the month of Ramadan, Allah revealed the word of Allah to Muhammad. Ramadan is focused on self-sacrifice and devotion to Allah. Ramadan is a month of blessing marked by prayer, fasting, and charity. Fasting affects Muslims the most because when you are fasting, it means that you can't eat or drink while the sun is shining.
In Lebanon, a lot of people believe in education is a key to a better life. There are much more private schools in Lebanon than public ones. There's a higher percentage than the US. This is because there are only free primary education and not secondary. Usually, if your parents could afford a secondary education through a private school, then you went to a private primary school. Most people with a free primary school didn't have a secondary education. The literacy rate overall in Lebanon is 87.4%. These are high numbers in the Arab world. Lebanon has the highest literacy rate in all of the Arab countries. Even though they have these high numbers, 1 in 5 people under 20 are illiterate. Many private schools are taught in French or English. Their school year is from October to June.
Tyre is a protected site because it has contributed to the important stages in the history of mankind. Tyre contributed to the creation of the alphabet. Tyre is also responsible for the construction of the Temple of Solomon in Jerusalem. Also, navigators from Tyre sailed out into the Mediterranean and founded prosperous colonies such as Cadiz and Carthage. Tyre's historical role declined at the end of the Crusades. There are many important archaeological remains, mainly from Roman times. This is why Tyre is a protected site.